na akwaba the Ben Cassative Native when any in Concoshare, I am Rashibu Fina, the minority leader in parliament, Honorable Keso Ato Forson, Edin Sembi Albertudra, I take one word, Dim Papa Panya Sam Ketua. No Chemo Sentinel. No, the energy ministry, Honorable John Abdullah Junapo, the ministry for. Ochimosent, there are far more qualified people for someone handle the energy ministry instead of Honorable John Abdullah Junapo. If you say it for some radio will be a man penny, as a time man penny that John Dramani Mahama at that time. No, I could far a for near and then I have some intimate in my never be a motive for Akola, so sa eba case name. And into man penny, John Dramani Mahama has no choice and has no way be able to just appoint him as the energy minister to appease him of Nyamati for a year and some years back. And this is for the minority leader in parliament, so say Cassington Debbie. There are people who are far more qualified to serve as the energy minister instead of Honorable John Junapo. And when TS every penny could see in summer for or the air to grab Madamina
to go and contest again as an assemblyman and to become a presiding member and to catapult myself into the chamber 4 years after. So I agree. Atu is my senior in this chamber. That's fine. Mr. Speaker, I have absolute confidence in him that being a young man, he's 46, he served as a deputy minister, per what he told me during the inauguration. Here was a young man who came into the chamber and was seated behind the pillar. Nobody saw him. Nobody recognized him. He didn't even qualify for leadership of committee. By the grace of God, industry and patience, he's gotten to where he's gotten to. I believe that Atu's rise to that high office should be an inspiration. And I tell him that he should not forget about that. If he falls, it will be the fall of the Ghanaian youth. Going to manage an economy is no joke. We can only pray for him, wish him well, pray that he works with a team there, consult more, and be firm in his own approach to things. It's not a very popular position to take in government. His party people will come after him. Other government ministers will be on him because everybody would be anxious to have a bite at the national cake. So he should be minded of the challenge ahead of him. Mr. Speaker, the next person, our own respected colleague, John Abdullah Junapo, who is going to the energy ministry. Mr. Speaker, I will rest my case on him as there are some more experts in that area that I would not attempt to go there. There are people who are well versed in those energy related issues, and I know that they are very anxious to make a meaningful contribution in that area. So I will skip him. Suffice to state that he is such an affable fellow. If we look at his family, his brother is with us. He distinguished himself. He is on the other side. And Ghanaians should watch this, that the politics we do should not divide a family. The politics we do, Mr. Speaker, I will pause here to remind the majority side. They are in government. They are no more in opposition.
Leader, just address me.
I'm addressing you, but yes. I'm reminding them. I'm reminding them that they are in government. If they want to be litigating, your government business will delay. We will have our say. Mr. Speaker, the Junapo brothers have something to tell Ghanaians. Politics should not make you think to the extreme. Those of us here who, when it gets to politics, we forget that we are friends and we hit so hard, should learn from the Junapo brothers. Those who, when it gets to electioneering period and they are sent to people's you see your life. Unacceptable, and they proceed, and when they finish they will come and pretend like they are brothers. Those who go to police stations, collation centers to misconduct themselves, forgetting that we are in this together, learn from the Junapo brothers. Those who need tax to collation centers, to insult, to threaten, yet they know they are members of parliament, should remember the Junapo brothers represent the hope of this country. Learn from them. The Speaker, that said, I shall rest my submissions by having a bite on the nominee, Dr. Dominic Akurutinga Ayeni. Mr. Speaker, this gentleman has earned the respect of this house. Mr. Speaker, I remember when I was on government side, leading government business, there were situations where, as a professional, he even departed from certain positions taken by his side. He got a lot of social media attacks on him, but he stood firm and he stood his ground. No wonder His Excellency, in looking for a formidable but moderate lawyer to mount that ministry, he found him worthy for that cause. He's made his name in the academia. In my early days of practice, there was one case I relied on to make my bail applications and to defend my client, the famous Tagore versus the Republic. Mr. Speaker, the Tagore case was a case that no lawyer wanted to venture. Tagore was jailed with others, and lawyers felt that it was a radioactive substance. This was a man who took the judgment of the High Court, read through it, and took up the appeal. I would encourage young lawyers and law students to go and read what Apau J, as he then was, said of Dr. Ayeni, where my Lord Apesera said of Dr. Ayeni. He distinguished the law and set us on a new era of criminal jurisprudence, and that has enriched the law in the area of criminal justice. All these go to his credit. Mr. Speaker, when I was practicing in the area of financial crime, there were a lot of...
Now show on my YouTube channel.
Be the first to know in SMPT.